Good evening and a very warm welcome to the Grassroots show. That's what you call a pause without the button. I hope you're keeping well. Anyway, we're joined again by our guest, Paul Cochran. So you got Mal Lay and Paul Cochran. And we're going to be talking about the revelation, as we should say now, because the announcement was that grassroots football is on its way back. When, we're not too sure, Paul. It was a government announcement, and I know the FA are working together with the government to finalise how they're going to bring it back. Yeah, well, have you heard anything or the dates? Or
I think the 25th of July sticks out. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I know it's near the end of the month. Why they have to wait so long, I don't know. I think everyone's given up on this coronavirus and just getting back to normal, especially with all the shops, the parks and anywhere being open. So yeah, hopefully we can get back to normality in grassroots football and get the kids back out.
Well, get the kids back out. I think they're all out. I went past the field going up to Warrington the other day, and there was plenty on that field, and I'm hearing one coach, 5 kids. Come on, you as a coach, tell the viewers, tell the world that you are out with 11 players on a football pitch, one coach. Have you seen it yourself yet? Have you noticed it?
I don't think anyone's sticking to it.
No, we know that. Yeah. We know that. And
you have to find loads more coaches, won't you, to try and coach the kids, unless you're going to do it in segments of 5 each time, like for an hour, and swap them round.
Well, this is what we're worrying about. You know, they're saying it's the return of grassroots football, and all we've got now is summer leagues. I don't know I haven't heard anyone who's going to plan a summer league. Will it be too late to plan a summer league? And to the FA, no, well, there is no football at the moment, so we'll just say grassroots football's back and have a little kick around, but no leagues.
Well, I'm on a Facebook group, the Mighty Reds, and
what's that?
Because we're the Mighty Reds.
Right, okay.
And there's a guy on there saying, well, obviously we heard the announcement the other day, and he was like, you know, fantastic, I can get back out and coach with the kids. So by the sounds of it, everyone's going back to normal. Whether they do summer leagues at all or just carry on as normal and go through the summer, I've not doing anything particular then.
Well, you're right, because
I've
seen on Twitter, obviously social media, that people are complaining about, you know, they're all breaking the laws and the regulations now, they're all out and about, and you see teams having matches, not just men's matches, but kids as well. So, are they just going to take it into their own hands and say, we're just playing football, that's it? Because I did notice a post the other day, it was on there, saying I really can't understand, it's one of the lads that I do know well, can't understand why pubs and restaurants are open and kids football hasn't got the go ahead. They can't work it out.
You know, football is generally played on a big field, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
These pubs and clubs are quite small venues, so it doesn't make sense. The government just trying to do their best.
You have loads of kick-offs in there, don't we?
Yeah. Well, they totally lost touch. Yeah. You know, we need to get the kids back out. If it's an open field and you can social distance, you know, you should be out there now, really.
Yeah, well,
it's not going to make a difference from now till next week, is it?
Well, no, and the kids aren't understanding that, aren't they? They've got all these new kits. I don't know how the companies next season are going to fare, because when the lockdown came, all the new kits were just coming into grassroots football. Now, there's many managers out there, coaches out there that I know have bought new kits, and they haven't really had a chance to display them on the kids. So, whether they're going to last, because kids grow, don't they? Pretty quickly.
They do, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, if it's anything like the Premier League, they'll have to just wait till the next season, because I know grassroots aren't in contracts and stuff, but with Liverpool in a new contract with Nike, they surely can't bring out their new kit till all these, we have 4 games left have been played.
Well, yeah.
Legally, you obviously
by season,
hasn't it? Yeah, so I don't know if grassroots would follow suit, or you can do your own thing. If they're your kits, get them on the kids now if you're going to play them.
Yeah, well,
or the end of the month.
The end of the month, when the announcement comes. Yeah. This is what we're waiting for, because I've been in touch with some of my contacts as well, and just saying, you know, it's nice, it's imminent, it's coming back. You can see people now publicising their coaching, but I don't know about, because we've had to cancel our July summer camp because we're not too sure about how we're going to be allowed. Kids going to come in, parents going to come in, because as we've talked about, no spectators allowed in the Premier League at the moment. So I can't really see grassroots football having spectators if a Summer League goes ahead?
It would be intriguing how they would do it, because obviously I know a lot of the weekend football which I've been to and seen, you have the parents on the touchline all watching.
It's not just the parents, grandparents and aunties.
Oh yeah,
and
people make it look like a morning event, don't
Yeah,
a day event,
yeah,
go out
yeah,
to
yeah.
get the kids playing football and all the family comes down, and so it's a big event for them. To then suddenly say, well, you now can't come on the premises, just your kids coming on. Is it going to take away from the family environment?
Yeah, because when we're out Saturday and Sunday, we're talking to parents, grandparents, everyone, and you see them, they're bringing the picnics, they're bringing the food, the drinks, they're loving it, and that is what they look forward to. Even the mums now, they're coming on a Sunday, let's go and watch the kids before they play football, go out, go back home, and I'll cook Sunday dinner, because there's more and more mums who are coming to the football.
Yeah.
So really it's like a family event, isn't it? Really?
It is, but if they get rid of the spectators and the parents on the touchline, there's no need for us. As don't cross the line, is there to have respect on those touchlines.
Well, do you know what? It'd be a great story.
It'd be a great job for us.
We could actually turn around and say, there we go, we've got rid of the virus. That's the touchline virus. No more. I know where you're coming from, but our job was, and it was done in 2003, and to go around as volunteers as we are, to make sure that spectators and no irate parents got on the backs of the referee. Verbal abuse, aggressive behaviour, racist comments and bullying. And obviously we've done a fantastic job, but as you say, if there was no need for us, that would be fantastic. That is what we set ourselves out to do.
But it's not what the Sunday and football leagues and Saturday leagues are about, is it? It's about having the family environment, getting them down there. Yeah. Because I want to see my kid play. I wouldn't be told, sorry, you can't turn up.
How would you react? You're on the football pitch there, Paul, and the opposition parents, your child had the ball, and you're overheard snapping.
Well, you'd be very angry, wouldn't you? You'd want to go over and sort them out in a way, but it's surely that should not be an environment where that language is being used. It's kids football. Yeah. For an adult or someone to tell another child to go and snap the other kids, we all know that means break the legs, take them down.
There's no other way out of that one.
It shouldn't be in football at all, no matter what level you're playing in.
No, we have heard that on the touchlines.
We have, yeah.
Quite a few times, and we don't know what sort of parents who will come to watch a game and give that information out. But that, again, is not just down to the committee who are running that football league to go out and stop something like that. We have, and I used to run a football team, and I was always responsible for that. Now, if I heard one of my parents ever saying that, I was unfortunate to turn around and say, I'm sorry, you're out the game, because at the end of the day, you don't want an irate parent like that. You have to, and coaches have the right, they have the power. A lot of these coaches and managers will stand on a touchline, I didn't hear it, and they know full well what their parents are shouting, or what that spectator who's watching their team shout. I'm sorry, they go on deaf ears, and we tell the referees to go on deaf ears, because they're the ones who are shouted at with the verbal abuse and the aggressive behaviour, showing the aggressive behaviour. But if you hear that, then I think coaches should take a real good stance and say, no, try and say to the parents, you're not welcome here anymore. Ban them for how many games if you want to, till that parent learns the lesson. Apologies, it'll never happen again. But you see a lot of coaches who have to, we talk about parents here being irate, and brothers, sisters, aunties, uncles, but there is coaches out there and managers.
Do the coaches realise how much authority that they have when they're on that pitch?
Well, you'd hope so.
Because it's their ultimately it's their team, and if they were maybe a bit more strict, a bit more rule with an iron fist, to sort of say, well, I'm not having that behaviour, maybe there would be a lot less of the bad touchline behaviour and the irate parents.
Well, you've hit the nail on the head, there would, but a lot of these coaches and managers will turn a blind eye because little Tommy or little Samantha, who are hitting them goals in week after week and that's their glory.
But should kids football really be based around a winning mentality where everything else goes out the window? Because surely it's an environment for them to learn, to progress,
Develop the skills.
develop the skills. Surely the winning mentality can come later on, 12 plus maybe,
Yeah.
15 plus, where you get into
Agreed.
those bigger teams which are going, no, let's go win this. Then they're more of a competitive. So
Totally agree.
kids football should be kids football.
It should, it is getting better. Don't get me wrong. We started, as I say, the campaign in 2003. We've seen massive improvements. But unfortunately, when new children come into the game, there's a lot of parents out there who don't understand the laws of the game as well. And we're talking parents, we're talking coaches as well. They come in and they do all the courses, they do fantastically well. This is only a small minority of coaches we're talking about here, by the way. Even coaches will be nodding their head out there, because we had a coach, it was great with a parent kick-off just before the lockdown, who came in and was that disgusted in himself about how he reacted at grassroots football in front of parents, in front of kids, having a big argument. He came in to basically apologise. Now, you know yourself, Paul, someone coming in like that really means it. He said he'll never be the same again. And I thought that was really man of him, to come in, apologise to all our listeners, to all our viewers, to get that out of his system. And he keep, when I saw him just before the lockdown, it's always shake hands and go, I'm on my best behaviour today. All I want to make sure those kids develop. But he learns his lesson. Now, parents, spectators should learn their lessons as well, and coaches. They should all, it's no good turning around and doing a course and turning around and saying, yeah, great, fantastic, I'm in it for the kids. Many coaches are in it for themselves. They want the accolade, they want the glory. We're unbeaten. It's no harm in a team, kids having to lose sometimes. If you can go out with a win, as you said, a winning mentality, teams who haven't been beaten for 25 games, the coaches walking around and have you seen us? Everyone's bragging, everyone's talking, the kids fantastic. But when you see that team eventually lose a game, the tears are flowing. Those kids can't take it. So it's good, in my opinion, to lose games. As you said, we want the kids to develop their skills, learn. This is life. Go through losing sometimes. It does no harm to lose a game, does it?
I've heard many a professional player, I think they come out more after they've finished their career, to actually say that they learned more when they lost a game than they did when they were winning. Because obviously when you're winning, you do your training, you're fantastic. But when they lose a game, they learn more from it, because they always go, that's where my downfall was, that's where I need to pick up and become better. And hopefully the coaches and the parents out there can maybe do the same thing on the touchlines. When you see that their behaviour isn't 100% correct, they can take a step back and go, I need to change that. And it's good that parent was able to have that epiphany and realise his behaviour wasn't 100% acceptable on that day. But it comes with him actually realising it himself. So if you don't realise it yourself, you're never going to change. And it might take just that one person, something don't cross the line, trolling around the touchlines, just to point that out and go, oh, I was a bit out of line there.
Yeah, and it's just working. We've had many coaches. We had loads of letters of gratitude and emails of gratitude and saying, you changed my way into thinking. And we have a great manager, Colin Fulton, and he'll be back on the show. And he said, since I met you, Mal, my attitude is, I used to be terrible towards referees. I was terrible. Anything that ever happened, I was arguing, I was always pointing the finger. The whistle went, it was always against us, and it was never ever good. That referee was pathetic, and that's what they always said. But now, comes in, and honest to God, he's gentle, he's great, he's shaking the hands of the referees, forgetting about the referees on the pitch, and he's drummed that into the kids. Yeah. Now, he wouldn't have done that many years ago, and we've got to hold our heads up high to say, success. We've got loads of success stories going on and round grassroots football. Right across the country we get, emails, people sending the gratitude towards us, and we're going to carry on obviously, because I can't see irate parents, spectators and managers going away. I really can't. And, you know, if it starts up again, they'll all forget about COVID-19 and remember it's about my kid. They're going to win the lot. We're going to win the lot, you know, and I think grassroots football should be non-competitive, which it is.
Yeah, I think if parents took a step back and stopped trying to maybe live their dreams through their kid, let their child play football, do it their way, and I'm sure that they'll enjoy it a lot more than having, I know for my son wouldn't enjoy it if I was sat on the sideline shouting at him all the time, you know, pass the ball, kick it that way, do this, do that, track back. He would walk off. He wouldn't want to be shouted at all the time, what to do and how to do it. So it's let the kids be kids, they'll learn.
Well, my nephew told a story once, and he was a professional footballer, and now he's a massive coach now in America. He's got Klopp's got all his badges, you know, he's got the whole lot.
Fantastic.
So one day we might see him managing in the Premier League. You never ever know. But he told me a story, and obviously when he comes back home from America, he'll tell the same story because we're now on YouTube. And his dad was very irate, and his dad was having a right go at the referee and having a right go at him, and he took his shares off one day, turned around and said, "Do you know you?" And he come out with a mouthful, and he was only 14, lashed his shares at him, and I'll never play football again. Lucky enough he did, but his dad even to this day now looks at him and tells me the story that he was wrong in what he did.
Yeah.
You know, they've got to take a back seat, let the coaches do their job, let the kids develop their skills, applaud them when things go wrong, when things go right. There you go, it's about encouragement.
That's why you have a coach. You know, if you want to be a coach out on the sideline, go get your own team.
Yeah.
Well, why be 5, 6, 7 voices of all parents shouting at the team? They're all going to be confused.
That's a pet hate of coach, that.
Yeah.
They take all the training sessions, come out on a Saturday and Sunday, the kids start playing the games, and then everyone's a coach then. And the stuck for words probably, because they don't really want to argue back at the parents. They just know, all they want to do is get that message across to the parents. Why don't you leave them to me? They're developing the skills, we're there to coach them, we've got our badges, you haven't got your badges.
Sure, that's what you're paying for as well. When you're paying your subs towards the coach who's worked hard to get their training course, you're giving that money to that coach to sort of say, well, train them, teach them, because obviously you don't know the best if you don't teach them yourselves. You're putting them into a Sunday league, a Saturday league.
The coaches would love that, but I'd just say, yeah, they'd love that money, but they're not. They're all voluntary. They're all voluntary, and I know many coaches will put their hands in the pocket and pay those kids subs, because some kids out there have a hard time, and it's gone on for years. It'll still go on because there's some good-hearted coaches, some great coaches out there as well. But also, there's a lot of coaches, as you said, who get the trust of the kids. Yeah. And they've got to be trusted by the parents as well to go out, do their job, let the kids develop the skills, let the referees referee. Forget the referee is on that pitch, because there's many young referees. We don't know how many's going to walk away from the game because of COVID-19. We're not sure, maybe the FAs are unsure, the county FAs, what the figures are, because people might have just gone, man, I'm not doing it anymore.
Well, COVID's going to have a massive effect across all sectors, and obviously especially in football, so it's sort of like a watch this space, isn't it, really?
Well, I saw a post the other day of the FA getting rid of some people that were in jobs who were safeguarding grassroots football. Now, if that is a massive thing, as we all know what happens, you know, when we've got some coaches who are being involved in activity that we don't like to mention on here, you know, towards the kids, you know what I mean, that safeguarding is a massive thing, and I think we need as many people involved in safeguarding with grassroots football and with the kids as we possibly can. So that's not a good sign, is it?
It's not, no. It doesn't seem to be the right move, because you want to have the environment where the kids are safe, as well as the coaches and people in the grassroots industry. You don't want to be taking people out of jobs, so you're going to be keeping them safe.
Safe has got to be it, and you know what, that's flowing now. Those 20 minutes is unreal. Lovely again, Paul, to have you on the show. You're becoming a regular.
Thank you very much.
Anybody wants to put in their 2 pence worth, mal@don'textheline.com, add me as a friend on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all the social network sites. Get in touch with us, let us know your thoughts. If you want to come on the show, drop us an email. We'll be back again next Friday at 7 p.m. So from myself, Madeline, all the team at the Grassroots Show, Don't Cross the Line, the Respect Programme, and
Paul Cochran.
Have a great night. Put your feet up, relax. God bless.